This is part 4 of our unexpected Philippine adventure in 2023. You know the deal, playlist in the top right hand corner, or you can check out the description below. With that said, let's get back into it. What better way to start off this video than a heaping serving of a popular dish called sinanglao. If you're familiar with pinapaitan, then you've nearly tasted this dish. It's almost the same thing but without the added bitterness from bile. The main ingredient in sinanglao is beef tripe, aka the lining of a cow's stomach. These tripes are cleaned and boiled for long periods of time until tender and flavorful. The broth in this dish is very aromatic, in part due to its ingredients, which sometimes include ginger, garlic, onions, bay leaves, and peppercorns. These flavors create a delicious and savory base for the soup. To enhance the flavor of sinanglao, some recipes call for the addition of vinegar or calamansi juice. The acidity from the vinegar or calamansi juice helps balance the richness of the beef and adds a delightful tang to each spoonful. Pop in a serving of rice on the side and you've got yourself a wonderful dish for a cold day, if there ever was one in the Philippines. After a fulfilling meal, we're en route to starting the next trip in none other than Vegan City. This is yet again another World Heritage Site, much like Pawai Church, with one of its iconic attractions being horse carriage riding, or kalesa rides. Riding in a kalesa in Vegan City offers a unique and nostalgic experience that transports visitors back in time, being the traditional mode of transportation that had been a part of the city's culture for centuries. The rhythmic sounds of the horse's hooves against the road and the gentle sway of the carriage set the mood for a relaxing and slow-paced tour, which allows you to fully absorb the charming surroundings of the city. The kalesa drivers are also known as kutseros, and sometimes they share stories and local insights which provide a deeper understanding of the city and its customs. And as we all know,
one thing you must do is adhere to the local customs.
Without even knowing, these kutseros actually have a set path where you choose to stop along the way and explore the establishments to enrich our experience. Like a choose your own adventure sort of deal.
Ay, ito na yung stop nila.
Oh, it's nice stop nila.
For example, one of the places we made a stop at was in this pottery place. We came into an empty workshop with a slow spinning wheel and a molded clay pot on top. Of course, we did the only thing best in such a situation.
Wow! Nobody's here, but I'm touching it.
We obviously tried to improve the design. Other folks came in as well, and before you know it, the real master shows up and shows us how it's done.
Let me show you how it's done.
Continuing along the way, we passed by various shops and establishments offering local handicrafts, souvenirs, and traditional delicacies. And as the ride comes to an end, we reach the finale, the climax if you will, of this wonderful journey. The kalesa tour actually stops in the narrow cobblestone streets of Vegan City's historic district known as Calle Crisologo.
Sarap to.
This well-preserved street is lined with many ancestral houses, some of which go back to the Spanish colonial era. The old buildings, with their balconies, capiz shell windows, and terracotta roofs are breathtaking. I only wish we could have stayed until nighttime when the street lamps get turned on. A long horse ride needs a sweet ending, and here we have something called dirty ice cream.
That's gross.
This is also known as sorbetes, and it isn't necessarily made to be filthy, it's just called that because it's made by independent vendors. There are assortments of flavors dependent on the vendor, and it can sometimes be served on bread if you ask.
I know, masarap talaga
I'd say that this is part of the essential Filipino street food experience. After a long day in Vegan City, we start making our way back home, and this city is just jam-packed with action. It's times like these when you just want to go home and make a fantastic Filipino dish like
Nola!
to share with the family. After a day back in the province, we're out again for another day at Baguio City, and I'm grateful to have the chance to visit old places in more depth than the last time we were here, since we're not really on a strict schedule this time around. This was the place I spent the last 2 years of nursing school in. It was totally flooded after I left, and thank God I wasn't there, especially since, I lived in the basement floor. This used to be where me and my cousin would go to the gym. The owner was so cool. His name was Kuya Lenny, and the man had a genuine pair of
Normal, fadey, and for the
I really hope he's doing okay because he was such a really nice guy. The next stop is 7-Eleven, and it's less than 50 feet away from my home. It was the hotspot after a heavy night of drinking. There used to be plenty of food vendors here open into the early morning, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed that they're still doing the same thing, later into the evening. And though much has changed, many things stayed the same. One of my favorite views was this beautifully dirty view of my neighborhood. I had the pleasure of seeing this wonderfully imminent fire hazard every time I walked or rode back from college. And though things weren't pretty, I still respected this place. And now the culmination of this trip, going through memory lane, actually going to my old college. I was absolutely loving the nostalgia of going through these hallways again, and almost everything has changed. First and foremost, an electronic signboard? That's freaking awesome! I remember walking up these stairs and temporarily trading personal items just to get inside when I forgot my ID at home. And you know what? The same security guard lady even works here still.
Close space na.
Ay, oo. Dati wala.
Oh, aba, Cafe Luis, oh.
I only wish they sold merch like this back then, I'd be decked out in all of this drip, baby. They even have elevators now, which I'm just totally shocked. Unfortunately, the security guard said, "Get the hell out of here, no students on Sunday."
Tapos may may TV. Yung white
Ay, yung ganon? Oh!
Even watching this video, I'm getting hit with waves and waves of nostalgia, like this must be what it feels like to get possessed by a demon. Seriously. Yes, the ATM I used for 4 years is still standing, like what a champ. It reminds me of how awesome life was. Having no responsibilities and, waiting for an allowance like the spoiled child that I am.
Did you work like a slave all day and don't have any time to enjoy your own money? I have it.
During the first year, this was one of the places I'd hang out at. Just people watching and whatever else, meeting friends, making music. It was so much fun, and I'm glad they gave the fountain the TLC it needed because it was totally trash back then.
Oh my gosh, there's the Perfecto building right there. There's the engineer building, Otohan. It is Adenauer building.
Then, as if the nostalgia bomb wasn't enough, we're hit yet with another dose 300 milligrams of nostalgicide IV. We walk into our primary hospital, and damn if I'm not melting in my chair right now while editing this. We even got the chance to go to my wife's
Kunwari
old
lang.
dorm next door.
Welcome back to school.
Okay, hindi ka pwede.
With plenty of time to kill, we drive around Baguio City some more before finding ourselves on the way to SM. Before that though, check out this old guy's hustle. He's just dancing in a broom, but I'm telling you, this guy brings in the dollary dues. There's so many people with different talents, but this one took the cake for me that day. Check out this band of blind people playing traditional Filipino music at the mall. It's so good. The next day, I'm up and early at Tatay's farm to see what it's like to work in the fields because why not, you know? We get going to the trucks and choose the appropriately sized vehicle, and of course, it's totally tricked out in the latest gear.
Ay, taas nyo na. Oh, there we go. Yan. Only. Oh, man.
The roads go on into the barangay, and before you know it, we're standing in a field full of corn, sacked up and ready for pickup. Honestly, it was kind of scary. I mean, I'm holding a significant sum of money in the middle of nowhere. It's not where I thought I'd be back then, but here we are. But in reality, I really enjoyed every second of working with Tatay's men, and I hope they're doing well. Now, who doesn't like to unwind after a long day's work? That's exactly what we're here to do, as we ride a golf cart to a scheduled spa treatment at Hiraya Wellness Resort and Eco Park. Hiraya in Tagalog means imagination or dream, and you're goddamn right, it was a dream. After an hour's worth of being tenderized in the massage, I was ready to cook. We were plopped into an outdoor hot tub, complete with all the seasonings to finish this pinikpikan.
The next step right here. We got bath bombs, we got scrubs, and we got, I don't know, it looks like some kind of spinach malunggay thing going on here. Look at that, wow. So I'm gonna try using whatever this is here and see how that goes.
So, this resort had a lot to offer, one of which was a restaurant called Tio Berto. The food here was fantastic, but my goodness, the flies here are relentless. They actually brought out a device that was specifically made to shoo them away, so there's that. Side note though, I did have a close encounter with a BAI. And if you don't know what that stands for, that's a big ass ipis. It was during one of my most vulnerable states, let me tell you. I stepped out after my massage, totally relaxed, and about to shower before being thrown into the pot. I take off all my clothes and step into one of the stalls, okay? Unassuming, neutral gray colors with nothing standing out at first glance. As I have the water running, I reach for the soap dispenser, and that was when the BAI made its presence known. Yes, I screamed, but only in self-defense. The struggle in that tiny stall, dodging the vicious attacks, ended after several attempts to incapacitate the creature. You know, I stood there naked yet victorious, with a chinelas in my hand over the corpse of my enemy. But at what cost? I can never press a soap dispenser again without thinking about that moment. And we'll resume this video.
Pourtant je sais bien l'année prochaine.
And of course, I'd never pass up on an opportunity to drive in the Philippines, especially with my entire family in the car. So here's a video to prove that it happened.
Okay, Vino is driving us to home.
Hello, mga people! This was on the way back home where we got ready for a party in Bayambang.
Master Tatay. Wrong timing.
This was so much fun, so much food, rental karaoke, games, family, and don't forget about the drinks. These are all the hallmarks of a Filipino party right here. And as the night ended, all the drivers, including myself, were in no position to drive. So here comes Diane to take our place.
Okay. Bukas yung yung car. Okay. Marumi doon talaga, marumi, no?
It's so nice being able to celebrate with family, to catch up with them, and even to get to know one another more. Many things in this world are transient, like the seasons, but a good family can last a lifetime. Stay safe, take care of yourselves and each other. Till next time.
Seems so long and endless, and all you see is nothing but darkness. Don't give up, just walk on, have faith in your heart. For my love will see you through. My love will see you through. When you reach for your stars, when you cross the deepest sea, when you climb the highest hill, my love will always be with you. In everything you do, in every step you make, in every road you take. Don't be afraid,